You can feel it in the back of your neck, can't you? That slight, suffocating tightness when they walk into the room. The sudden drop in temperature when you realize your choices are no longer your own. We are told the antidote to a controlling person is to set firm boundaries. Just tell them how you feel, stand your ground, communicate your needs clearly. It sounds so perfectly reasonable, and it is completely, utterly wrong. If you have ever tried to set a boundary with someone who has a psychological need to control you, you already know what happens. They do not respect it. They do not back down. They turn your boundary into a debate. They use your words against you, twisting your plea for space into a personal attack. Because the truth is, controlling people love it when you try to explain yourself. Explanation is participation. It shows them they still have a hook in you, that you still care enough to seek their approval. I was reading an old novel by E.M. Forster recently, where a family dedicates its polite resources to manipulating a young widow. They do not use shouting. They use morality. They use duty. They frame every controlling action as a necessary sacrifice for her own good. And it struck me how accurate that is. The most dangerous controllers do not look like dictators. They look like martyrs. They look like concerned parents or devoted partners who just want what is best for you. They build a cage out of their self-sacrifice and then make you feel selfish for wanting to step outside of it. This is why you always feel so tremendously guilty when you try to pull away. They have not just tied a string to your wrist. They have tied it directly to your conscience. That is the only metaphor we really need. The puppet and the string. When you argue with a controlling person, when you justify your decisions, when you yell at them to leave you alone, you are still dancing on their stage. You are playing the role of the rebellious puppet, but the string is still taut. You are still moving to their rhythm. You are expending all your emotional energy trying to convince them you deserve autonomy. But true autonomy is not something you negotiate. It is something you occupy. Think about the anatomy of control. A controlling person is not acting out of strength. They are acting out of a profound, unmanageable anxiety. They feel that if they do not script the behavior of everyone around them, their own internal world will collapse. So they export their anxiety onto you. They make their internal panic your external problem. If you do not text back immediately, they are worried sick. If you make a career choice they disagree with, you are destroying their peace of mind. They have convinced you that you are the author of their emotional state. You cannot heal their anxiety by complying. You only feed it. And you cannot cure it by rebelling, because your rebellion just proves to them that you are reckless, out of control, and need to be managed even more tightly. So what do you do when the heavy, suffocating blanket of their expectations falls over you? You do nothing. You stop explaining. You stop justifying. You step entirely off the stage. When they come to you with that familiar probing pressure, asking why you made a certain decision, subtly implying you are making a terrible mistake, demanding that you account for your time or your thoughts, you do not meet their intensity. You do not offer a thesis defense of your own life. You offer a profound, unshakable dullness. You look at them. You let a brief silence hang in the air and you say, I have it handled. Or you say, I am comfortable with my decision. And then you let the silence return. They will hate this. They will push. They will try to provoke you into anger or guilt or tears. Because anger and guilt and tears are all forms of emotional currency and they want to keep you spending. They want the friction. Friction means contact. Friction means they still matter. But you must give them nothing to grip. You become a smooth, blank wall. You let their anxiety belong exclusively to them. It is not your job to manage their emotional regulation. It is a terrifying shift to make, especially if you have spent years anticipating their moods and softening their blows. Your heart will race the first time you simply nod and refuse to explain yourself. You will feel cold. You will feel cruel. You will walk away feeling like you have committed a crime just because you did not hand over the blueprints to your mind. But you are not cruel. You are just finally refusing to participate in an illusion. The next time they try to pull the string, do not pull back. Just drop the string. Let it fall dead on the floor between you. Walk into your own life, quietly, without their permission, and leave them alone with their own hands.